Hey friends, I'm Adrienne, and I want to share with you a prompt that I used to use AI as a thinking partner. So I'm a life coach, and there's so much noise in this space about how AI is going to replace us or ChatGPT is more valuable as a life coach than a person is. But I don't think that using ChatGPT negates your desire, ability, or benefit from working with a human. As a life coach, I want to show you how I use ChatGPT and I want to empower you to use it in the best way possible. So you're maximizing your results, you're spending your time in a productive, insightful way. The thing is, AI can be fun. And when you're sitting with a coach, though, of course, ChatGPT can't pick up on the hesitation in your voice, how your body language shifts, things like that, it can give you tremendous insight into what you're choosing to share with it and the questions that you ask. And it can flip your perspective upside down. It can play with metaphors. It can do all sorts of stuff. And when you're working with a coach, that's what we want to do. We want to help you get past whatever thought you're looping in, whatever belief you might have that may not be a true belief, and get insight. Come home to yourself, trust yourself, understand yourself better. That's what I want to do as a coach. And ChatGPT can help you uncover insights. It's not an end all be all, of course, but it's helpful. It is. And I use it myself. So, one of the things I love to do is be playful with ChatGPT. I don't want it to give me my life's answers because I don't believe that depending on another person or a machine or a system or anything like that is going to be your best guide. You're your best guide. You know yourself better. You know what feels right in your body. You know things that the rest of us don't know about you, that ChatGPT or any AI model could never know. It's deep within. So I don't use it to just, hey, tell me how to do this or what decision I should make. I use it in ways that help me uncover different perspectives that I can't see on my own. So I'm going to share my screen and share a prompt that I used this morning because I think it could be helpful. It might spark some ideas as to how you can use it differently. And I think that's what we all want to do, right? We want to use these tools in a way that is different, goes below the surface, amplifies our intuition if we can. We don't want to become over dependent on them, of course, but we can use them to enhance our lives, and we should be using them to enhance our lives. Okay, so you should be able to see my window here, and I want to show you. So I did this in a temporary chat, and I do this a lot when I'm testing prompts before I share them. So you're Nancy Drew. And the reason I chose this is because I grew up absolutely loving Nancy Drew. I thought that she was fantastic. So I give ChatGPT the role of being Nancy Drew. And I tell her, hey, here's the mystery I'm currently trying to understand or solve. And right now, the thing is, I published a sales page for my upcoming workshop, Clarity Without Overthinking, 90 minutes to quiet the noise, hear your inner wisdom, and move forward with AI as your thinking partner. I believe in this stuff deeply, and I want to empower women to use ChatGPT to help them amplify their intuition, to hear themselves, to come back home to themselves. And I have so many ideas for promoting it. I have tons of them. I've come up with all of these plans, and then I just kind of stop myself. So I lay all of this out. You know, I have this pattern of getting psyched up about something, and then when it comes to moving forward with it, I freeze up a little bit. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. So I tell it how I want it to respond. As Nancy, I want you to lay out the facts as you see them. I want you to highlight any missing evidence, blind spots, or perspectives I might not be considering, identify any limiting beliefs, internal contradictions, emotional fingerprints that might be distorting how I see this, and then ask me 3 targeted, curious questions, as if you were sitting beside me in your roadster, helping me crack the case. Use analogies from classic Nancy Drew cases if helpful. I love when metaphors and memory mix. So she starts bringing up books that I read, and I've read just about all of them as a kid. That is exciting. That's fun. That's playful. And I want her to include a detective hunch. So if her intuition is picking up on something I haven't mentioned, I want her to tell me. And I want to end this with a piece of Nancy style wisdom, smart, calm, courageous, and guide me towards my next step. So then I get this response: case file, the mystery of the invisible offer. Oh my God. If you love Nancy Drew, this is classic Nancy Drew. Client Adrian, code name The Coach with the Golden Workshop. Case summary: a powerful, transformative workshop with a heart centered mission is ready for the world. The sales page is live, the ideas are rich, the plan is outlined, but the promotional energy suspended in the ether. Our mystery: why is this brilliant offer not being seen or shared? So then she lines it out the way I told her: facts on record, lists everything that I gave her, missing evidence, blind spots, and overlooked clues. So Nancy tells me there's no mention of what specifically happens between content creation and camera avoidance. And it's unclear whether the freeze is physical, mental, or emotional. There's a missing link between being excited about the offer and not taking action to share it. The contradiction itself is a breadcrumb trail. You may not have explored how this pattern is protecting you. And then we go into the next part: emotional fingerprints and limiting beliefs at the scene. These are the emotional smudges I see in the glass. I have to get it right before I can show up. If I really believed in it, I'd promote it. People will think I'm promoting too much, not polished, too passionate. And it gives me a contradiction. You're crystal clear that this offer helps people quiet the noise, yet the noise of your own nervous system seems to get louder when it's time to share it. Brilliant. So then we're going on to the next part: 3 curious questions, Nancy style. So we're riding in the convertible, hair blowing in the wind, journal in your lap. When you're hitting record, what's the very first feeling that rises in your body? I love this because as a coach, that is one of the first things we do is we get people to shift from their mind into their body to see what's going on there, see how you're responding to it. And what are you most afraid would happen if this offer actually becomes wildly successful? And what do you believe your audience expects of you on camera? And are those expectations actually true? So we then go into the detective's hunch, and she lays out you're trying to show up as a version of you has already figured all of this out rather than the version of you who is standing shoulder to shoulder with your audience in the messy middle, modeling what it actually looks like to hear your inner wisdom without overthinking it. And because of that, showing up feels like a performance instead of presence. And that's true. That's something that I struggle with as a coach because I don't have all the answers. I don't have them all for myself. I certainly don't have them for anybody else. So, sitting in this position where I'm talking about, hey, try this, or how does this land? This tool helps me. Maybe it could help you. Sometimes, and this is something in my own head, I think people are going to have an expectation of me that it's all figured out, that you know, I've solved all my own problems. That's not what coaching is. It's showing up and asking better questions for somebody so they can get more in touch with themselves. It's not telling them the answers. It's not having the answers. It's not living a perfect life. And I know that this belief creeps up on me. So this is so, so accurate. And she says, this reminds me of the secret of the old clock. The answer wasn't hidden in something ornate or showy. It was tucked in plain sight in something ordinary. Okay, I love that book, The Secret of the Old Clock. Love it, love it, love it. Nancy style wisdom to carry forward. Truth doesn't always arrive dressed in confidence. Sometimes she shows up in jeans, trembling with something important to say anyway. You don't have to wait for the words until the words are perfect or the lighting is flawless. Let your quiet clarity lead. Let your realness be the marketing. That's the most magnetic thing you can do. The case isn't closed yet, but I believe in you already. I believe you already hold the key. Ready when you are, partner. So I decided to take this a step further. She asked me, do you want to brainstorm a plan so you don't freeze when it's time to share? And I'm like, no. We're not doing a plan. We're not done with this yet. So when you imagine hit and record, what's the very first feeling that rises in your body? So I tell her: tightness in my throat, clenching jaw. What are you most afraid would happen if this offer actually became wildly successful? And the truth is, I wouldn't know what to do next. I worry about that. I am kind of going between a group coaching program or a membership where I'm helping you develop these prompts for yourself and then hold coaching calls twice a month where you can be in community with people that love AI, love playing around with it, and are using it for their personal growth. And we're all kind of working towards different things in our lives, but we're using shared resources. So community, resources, and access to an actual coach. And I've been flip-flopping a little bit, like what's the best way to go? So yeah, sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm putting this thing out to the world, and then your next steps. Well, I haven't decided on them yet. What do you believe your audience expects of you on camera? And I'll be honest. So when I work from home, unless I'm doing like a podcast interview or something, I'm working in a comfy sweatshirt and probably some leggings. I don't get all dolled up. I wear no makeup or very little makeup. And it's not that I'm not putting my professional foot forward. It's just that when I'm home and I'm in my office, I'm not expending energy on things that aren't helping me with my creative endeavors, with my business. So if I don't have to be interfacing with somebody, then I don't spend all of that time early in the day to become polished. This is what I look like. So I'm like, oh, I gotta, schedule these days. Like people say you have to schedule content and look a certain way to film to be valuable. I mean, is that true? I'm in my sweatshirt right now doing this video, so maybe it's not. So Nancy Drew case update, the mystery of the invisible offer, part 2. Subject, Adrian's truth rising, new clues recovered, somatic signals, throat tightness, clenched jaw equals the body's version of red alert, core fear, wild success, disorientation, lack of a clear next step, internalized standard, thought leaders don't wear sweatshirts, they show up polished. All right, sleuth sister, let's lay this out. And then we get into it again in the same format that I had asked her to provide me before. So we got the new evidence, and basically the realization here is like the takeaway, the freeze response here isn't laziness or procrastination. It's your voice waiting for safety. So it's telling me this is a nervous system response. We're talking about inner contradictions, a case within a case. And essentially, it's you're teaching people how to quiet the noise and trust their inner wisdom. Yet your own wisdom is getting quieted by external shoulds. That's not hypocrisy, that's shared humanity. And that is a reminder I need. That's all of us. It doesn't mean that because I'm teaching how to use this tool in this way that I don't ever have these things. Of course I do. I'm human. That's shared humanity. And I love that. That's exactly what makes you trustworthy. I know how you feel when you're sitting down to use the tool in this way because I do the same thing. You fear success because it might demand a next level you're not sure how to navigate. Yet your clients are looking for someone who knows how to navigate the not knowing. And that's the reminder I need because, like I said, I don't have all of the answers for myself, and I certainly don't have them for everyone else. So just sharing the fact that I use the tool in this way, this is ongoing. It's not like I did it, I mastered it, don't need it anymore. I still use it for this way, and that's okay. The disguise, the thought leader costume. Let's crack this wide open. You're wearing an invisible disguise, the thought leader uniform. Somewhere along the way, you picked up the belief that to be trusted, you have to look a certain way, polished, studio lit, branded within an inch of your life. But what if we flip that? What if the actual thought leadership here is saying, I'm in my sweatshirt because I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to serve you. I don't need a curated set to give you clarity. I need presence, and I have that in spades. I needed to hear that. I don't have to show up a certain way. Like if you're bothered by the fact that I'm in a sweatshirt and I'm in my home office and I'm talking about this, then maybe you're not the person for me. And that's totally okay. So the reality is, right? Like people are sitting on their couch, they're overthinking things, they're scrolling Instagram, they're wearing yoga pants. And then you see me, and I'm not putting on any front, any air, trying to be something other than what I am in the moment. That may resonate. Detective's hunch, the fear behind the freeze. Here's my spidey sense, Adrian. You're not afraid of being seen. You're afraid of being seen while becoming. And I would say that's accurate. Since I started my podcast, since I started creating online, I do this like stop go thing where once I feel like I have something figured out and something is worthy of sharing, I'm excited about it. I do it. But when I'm still kind of in that figuring out space, I pull back. And that's true. That is true. That is uncomfortable to admit in a video that I'm going to publish. But, here we are. You don't need to fake it till you make it. You need to share it while you shape it. That is gold, my friend. That is gold. Next step, the no more invisible offers protocol. Let's try this Nancy style, simple, gutsy, and grounded. Pre-record one video, no live stream yet, in your sweatshirt from your cozy space. Say one thing. Hey, I'm doing it, right? I'm in my office, got my sweatshirt on, and I'm doing this. If you ever felt like you're thinking so hard you can't hear your own wisdom, I see you. That's why I created this 90-minute workshop to help you quiet the noise and remember what's already true. It's not about getting it perfect, it's about hearing yourself again. And that's it. That's the summary of the workshop that I'm leading on April 26th. I have a link in my bio on this channel. I also published a post about it. So check it out if that sounds like something that is interesting to you. And give yourself a clear, after this, I rest ritual. Let your body know it's safe. have a post promo tea, bath, or Peloton cool down. I love that it said Peloton cool down because it knows I love to ride. So don't script, don't sell, just share. That's what I'm doing. That's what this is. This is a prompt that I used this morning to help myself. And here I am sharing it with you. And that is what I want to do. I want to show you the things that I'm using that make my life easier and hope that maybe try them out and they help you too. Nancy style closing wisdom. You don't have to be the finish. You don't have to be finished to be valuable. You only have to be honest. The real mystery isn't why you're not showing up. The real mystery is how someone so powerful, so intuitive, so ready keeps forgetting that her realness is the marketing. But now you remember, in the case, cracking it wide open. So I thought that this prompt was super fun. Like I said, I grew up reading Nancy Drew books. I love her. I still do. I reread some of the books that I read as a child. Mystery at Lilac Inn, one of my favorite ones of all time, and I have revisited it. So bringing a playful character that I have related to and I have loved my whole life felt like a really fun way to maybe access some stuff that I just wasn't breaking through on my own with these thought loops. And I made this video. As a result, Nancy's recommendation, here I am, the logical next step, and now it's done. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing the prompt, how I structured it. If you want to attend the workshop, it is April 26th, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. It's $12. It is priced at a very accessible price point. I want everybody to understand how we can use AI to amplify our intuition. It's not about being techie or over relying on it or being afraid of it. It is using it to help us live better. And I believe that's possible. So again, there's a link in my bio. You can see the offer. You'll get a bonus AI prompt pack and you'll understand my prompting method. I structure my prompts in a very specific way when I am developing them for personal development, self-improvement type stuff. So you won't find that anywhere else on the internet. That is my thing. That is what I developed. So super, super valuable. 90 minutes, $12. I hope to see you there.